Hey everybody, it's me, MiaFran again. Welcome back to my channel and to another video. I've never done one of these videos before, so right now it's about 11 o'clock at night. I have to work tomorrow, but the night I'm recording this, I've decided to snuggle up in some PJs. I got my new Panic at the Disco PJ pants right here. I've got one of my Panic at the Disco tour shirts. Stay in my theme. I'm in a comfy thing. I got some hot chocolate right here. And my chip mug from Disneyland. You can't tell I like Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, got some hot chocolate. I thought I would cozy up with you guys. Let's get more comfy on my chair. And we're gonna do my very first husbando bracket because I'm really bored and I'm not tired, quite tired yet. And I was watching Chris Peanuts' latest husbando bracket again because I really like his videos. And then I was thinking about how Chantal made her own husbando bracket for 12 Days of Anime. And I've never made one before, so why not do it? I picked just 16 husbandos of mine, like one per like series that I like, so I didn't pick multiple Utapri boys, just like one of each thing. And I only did 16 because that was all I could think of. So if there's more, I mean, leave them in the comments if I have mentioned someone that I like, but I didn't put them in the list. Oh well, like, whatever. So I have the bracket right here. I have a bracket maker that I used to randomize them all for purposes. So we are gonna start. So we'll start with the first top bracket, which is this is gonna be really hard for me, guys. This is gonna be really, really hard. So the first bracket is Yuki Soma from Fruits Basket and Kiro from Mr. Love. So I feel like this is hard to choose between. I like to hug people. I like to cuddle. And the thing about the Somas is, I wouldn't know that I would, like, let's say I was not in the know of like the Soma family. So like if I went to go hug Yuki and he was still cursed, like he'd turn into a rat and then I'd get my memories erased. So boom, that's like already bad. That's a con about picking Yuki first. Kiro, I mean, he's got his own cons because, well, I'm not gonna spoil anything for people who haven't played Mr. Love. But I feel like Kiro his cons are more manageable than having to wait for like a curse to be lifted and broken. I mean, I know with the Soma curse, like, I think it has to do with like it either just wears off after a period of time or like you have to find like your true soulmate or something. I don't know, like what if I'm not Yuki's soulmate? Like then the curse, like we just gotta wait for it to wear off. I don't know. So I love you, Yuki. You're a beautiful boy. You're beautifully designed, especially in the reboot. But I'm gonna go with Kiro on this one because I feel like Kiro is a safer bet in terms of like being with that person. Because this is a husbando bracket, so like I'm thinking about the future, like how we gonna like achieve things as a couple, as husbando and waifu. So in terms of the long run, I'm gonna go with Kiro on this one. Next bracket, we've got Miyuki from Ace of Diamond and Usui from Maid Sama. This one's really hard because Usui is like boyfriend material. Like he is who you should like base all of your being a boyfriendness on, because he is like the best boyfriend in anime ever. He is like always there for you, always coming through. He cares about you, like he would care about me. He would like do things for me without me asking him to. He's a little tease, but Miyuki is also a little tease. He's always there for the team. He's the captain of the team. He's a great catcher. He looks good in a uniform. I feel like this comes more down to like, who do I like think is like more attractive? And I like Usui, but I'm gonna pick Miyuki in terms of like attractiveness, only because Miyuki looks good in a uniform. Usui looks good in that butler outfit, don't get me wrong, but he's also very devoted to Misaki, and I don't want to take Usui away from Misaki unless I was Misaki, like in her place instead. Yeah, I would definitely pick Usui, but in terms of like yeah, like Usui always comes through, but Miyuki always comes through for the team, and he's a good decision maker, and like he's got a career ahead of him. I mean, Usui's rich, like he could like possibly, you know, pay for stuff, whatever. He becomes a doctor later in life. But Miyuki would be like a famous baseball player. And like that'd be cool to be like a famous baseball player's wife, like especially if it's Miyuki. Also, like, come on. It's the uniform, man. I'm gonna go with the uniform on this one. So next we've got Kisa from Kuroko no Basket versus Tamaki Yotsuba from Idolish 7. So one is a basketball star and the other is an idol boy. So I feel like this one is the same thing. Depends on maybe not personality. Well, their personalities are very different from each other. Because Kisa is like, he's really charismatic. Not that Tamaki isn't charismatic, but Kisa is charismatic in terms of like his friends. Like he's really excited to play against each other. Like he's really great at basketball. Like honestly, I feel like him and Almina are the ones that are like the most powerful ones in Kuroko no Basket in terms of like speed and power and everything. I mean, Akashi also, but in terms of like physical power and stuff, Almina and Kisa are both like very like same level. So Kisa, I mean, he's a model, but Tamaki is an idol. But Tamaki is also very naive, kind of gullible. He always acts on like his instincts in terms of like really wanting to, like, he just goes for something. He doesn't really think about it, which is why I think like I had a little teeny problem with him like agreeing in the first season of the anime. Spoilers for Idolish 7, the first season. Like with him agreeing to like meet up with his sister on this like, or meet up with his dad or whatever, like whatever they agreed to, like him meeting up with like his like a relative or something, I think it was his sister, on some show. I did not agree with how he handled everything. Like I get it, he was very eager to like be reunited with his sister, obviously, like that's the number one most important thing to him, that's why he's an idol, but I feel like he could have handled it a better way. And so like that, like his rash decision making is not something that I find attractive, because I want to think about things before I make a hasty decision on anything. So, because Kisa doesn't do that. Like Kisa is more of a thinker. I'm gonna pick Kisa for this one. I love you, Tamaki, but we're gonna go with Kisa just because I feel like he's more stable in terms of like making decisions and like thinking about doing things. Alright, next up we've got Ogai from Meiji Tokyo Renka, like the Meiji Tokyo Renka version of Ogai Mori, and Kirishima from My Hero Academia. This is really tough. This is where it gets really tough. Like, who do I pick more? Because I really like Ogai. Like, he was my favorite in Meiji Tokyo Renka. He was like charming and suave and really nice, and he cared about Mei a lot, to the point where like he fell in love with her, obviously. You know, I want to be that, like, you know, you want to be the main girl, you know, main MC. And with Kirishima, he's so sweet, charismatic. He's a good like friend. He wants everybody to be like part of the team. Like he cares about the whole class. Like he wants everyone to get along with each other. He's like a good balance. He's like a good mediator, and he knows what it means to be a true hero. And sometimes I feel like that's better than just being like romantic, because I also think Kirishima could potentially be a good romantic partner, because you know he cares a lot. Like he's a good, nice guy, like a good boy, and you know, like I feel like if we went on a date, he would try to make sure that it was like the best date ever. With old guy, like I get it, like he's supposed to be all like romantic and stuff, but there's quite a few boys in this list that are also like that, and so I love you, old guy, but I'm gonna go with Kirishima on this one because nothing stops the power of Red Riot, and so we are gonna go with Kirishima. So yeah, it also helps that I have a lot of Kirishima stuff to kind of sway me. Alright, next we've got Asahi Azumane from Haikyuu versus Riku from Kingdom Hearts. Specifically, I'm going to go with Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku because I do think Kingdom Hearts 2 Riku is the best Riku. He is best version of Riku because Kingdom Hearts 1 Riku sucks. But we're going to go with Kingdom Hearts 3 Riku because it's the most recent version of Riku, and Riku is my favorite character in Kingdom Hearts. So, who do I want more? They're both pretty badass characters, both pretty badass guys, both pretty boys. Like, to quote David Gallagher, who plays Riku in English, Riku is a sexy guy. He is. He's a pretty sexy guy, especially that new design, pretty swole. But would Asahi be able to protect me is the thing. Like, he's a big scary dude. Maybe he would just scare people off already. You know, people wouldn't mess with me like even before they tried to, like they could, because he'd be kind of tall and scary, and like he becomes, spoilers, a fashion designer in the future of like in this latest chapters, in this like time skip into the future for Haikyuu. So you know, I don't know, do people still think he's scary? I don't know, but in terms of just like him, like normally, like in general, like anime wise, people would think he was tall and scary. Like if I walk around with him and you know we're like hanging out together, holding hands, whatever, I feel like nobody would mess with us. Riku, on the other hand, I mean, he's a badass, he's a Keyblade master. Like he doesn't just like wield a Keyblade, he's now like a Keyblade master. Like he's like the real fucking deal with a Keyblade, and like that shit is pretty fucking intimidating. Like, what's more intimidating? I guess it just depends on how you look at it, the situation, because like both of them could be really intimidating. Also, Riku is like has access to like all these other Disney characters I like, so that's also like a plus. Because I'd want to go on cool, fun adventures into all the Disney worlds if I could. Like Asahi, I mean, just watch a lot of matches of volleyball. This one's tough. This one is really tough. I feel like in the long run, who's more stable though? Asahi is a more stable husbando because he has like an actual job that like makes sense in the real world. Like, is Riku like gonna be like an old Keyblade man master like Master Ericus? Probably. Like, would that mean he's off busy training people all the time? Probably. Like, would I even be able to see him? Probably not. He'd probably be going on a lot of adventures. Like, I can't always go on an adventure. I mean, I would love to, but I'm gonna pick Asahi with this just because he's a more stable husbando. I like stability in a relationship. Like, I think that is key. Love you, Riku. But in terms of like outfit wise, the plaid's gotta go. So that's why I'm picking Asahi too, because Asahi would make good fashion choices. Next, oh man, this next one. I don't know how I'm gonna choose this one. So we've got Ryuji Sakamoto from Persona 5 versus my boy Luca from Miraculous Ladybug. This is a hard one because I love them both for like completely different reasons, which is why it's gonna be hard to pick. Because I love Luca because he's like really sweet, he really cares about Marinette, like you can tell he really loves her, even though he kind of knows that like she's not really like that into him, because you know, like obviously he like can see that she's in love with Adrian. So like Luca is one of those guys that's like willing to like still love you even if he can't have you, like kind of like a boys over flowers thing. Like Luca is a good boy like that. Ryuji, on the other hand, I mean, he's brash, he's really loud, he's less chill, like he's not as like mellow as Luca is. Ryuji is like more like a go-getter. Like Ryuji like does things to like get shit done. And, I mean, he's a phantom thief, which is pretty fucking cool. This one's really hard, because, like, well, and Ryuji loves his mom. He, like, you know, he's always looking out for his mom. I mean, Luca clearly, like, loves his mom and his sister, obviously. He's a good brother. Like, that's another pro for Luca. Ryuji has more of a chance of, like, getting hurt or, like, arrested or, like, caught, possibly. Like, they find out he's a phantom thief. But I also feel like at the end of Persona 5, it's kind of like an open-ended question. Like, I don't feel like they need to be phantom thieves anymore. I mean, depending on if you, like, get, like, the best ending. So I feel like after that, like, he'd just be kind of like a normal-ass dude again, you know? He's just grown as a person. Luca, I mean, he's a cute little emo boy. Definitely my aesthetic type. With dark hair and, like, black nail polish, and, like, he has guy liner now. Thank God they gave him, like, some fucking eyeliner, kind of. His clothes are pretty nice, but I like Ryuji's style, too. Well, in the new images for P5 Royal, some of Ryuji's fashion choices are not, what I would consider good. Sometimes it looks like he just got dressed in the closet, like, in the dark, in a closet, like, just walked into the closet, closed the doors, didn't turn the light on, just put random shit on. So he needs help with that a lot. Because sometimes, what the fuck are your clothes, Ryuji? Luca also did give in to Hawkmoth, like, akumatizing him, and Ryuji would be stronger than that. Like, I don't think Ryuji would get akumatized. I don't think he would let himself get akumatized if that were to happen. So, for that reason, I'm gonna pick Ryuji. I'm sorry, Luca. I love you. I really love Luca. Maybe in another husbando bracket, I'll pick you over. I mean, it depends on, like, who gets matched up, man. Like, come on. So, next up, we have two more of these, like, small brackets, then we're gonna move on to the bigger ones. So next we have Yusuke Makishima from Yaomushi my best Yaomushi boy, versus Yu Mizuno from Sanrio Boys. Mizuno is the character that likes my melody, if you're not aware. I mean, I'm gonna put them all on the screen, but still. So, two completely different boys, which is good. It's good that I have, like, kind of a weird variety of boys in here. So, Makishima, I mean, he's kind of weird. Like, he's very eccentric. His fashion sense is fucking strange. His hair is weird, but he's really good at what he does. And he goes to college in London, so, like, that's pretty fucking cool. I mean, I've been to London. I would love to go back. So, if I was in a relationship with Makishima, I could go visit him in London. Mizuno, or Yu on the other hand, he's super cute, super pretty. He's a ladies' man. He's very flirtatious. He's all about my melody, or Mero-chan, as he likes to call her. He's, like, all about his friends. He's a very, like, well-rounded guy. He cares for his sister, even though she's kind of a bitch to him, because she thinks he's, like, childish and gross for still liking, like, little kid stuff or stuff that's, like, meant for girls. So, like, there's that problem. That's a con right there. Makishima has a brother, but his brother's, like, not really in the picture, so, like, Makishima's more, like, on his own. He's rich. Like, he a rich boy. He got, like, a nice house. But I feel like Makishima doesn't, like, I don't know, because the people, like, the characters in Yaomushi don't really, like, it's not about romance or anything. Obviously, it's a sports anime, and it's more about the team and how they work together as a team. And, like, his relationships with the other characters are kind of, like, he's really awkward. That's the thing, is Makishima is really, really awkward. Like, more awkward than I would be. And I feel like I would need a boy, like, who, like, if anyone is gonna be awkward in the relationship, I'd rather be me than the boy in the relationship. And I also feel like Makishima wouldn't really give a fuck about being in a relationship or not. For that reason, I love you, Makishima. I love your vibe, love his attitude. Like, he's just so strange and awkward, and that's why he's my favorite. Also, it's Morikuba Shotaro, so, like, yeah, duh. It's Reiji from Utsupri. But I'm gonna go with you because he's more charismatic, and I feel like he would try in a relationship if we were together. And this first bracket, oh god. Why? God damn. of course, it's gotta be these two going up against each other. Fuck this list. Fuck this bracket. Why? It ended up this way. So, it is my two body pillow boys. Zen from Mystic Messenger, or Tokia from Utapri. Oh no. Oh my god. Okay. I have body pillows of both of these boys. And so I don't know, like, who would I want to cuddle with the most? I got Zen first. And I just recently got Tokia, but Tokia's pillow is double-sided. So, we're gonna go on, like, level of, like, how much I love them, I guess. So, Zen, I've always said, is, like, my ultimate bae, my ultimate husbando, like, out of everybody. And that's because I love Mystic Messenger so much. Like, I got super, super into the game because I played it so much, and because, like, Zen's, like, energy, like, just, like, the way it felt, like, playing the game, like, just the way the game works is really interesting, because it's, like, they're really talking to you, like, they're calling you, like, they want to talk to you, you're actually talking to, like, these people, and, like, you're really into the story, and, like, when you're on a specific route, you're, like, really into that character, and whatever, and, like, it doesn't help, focus camera, it doesn't help that, like, Zen's April Fool's, like, birthday stuff is, like, really sweet and sad and sentimental. Like, it really doesn't help that's how it is with Zen. Oh man, I love Zen so much. He's so sweet and nice and caring, and, like, yes, he's very narcissistic, but, like, I get it, you know, he's one of those kinds of boys that's just, like, you know, he's got a bad, like, sad childhood backstory, like, you feel for him, but he kind of, like, tries not to let that, like, define who he is as a person. And then with Tokia, well, I mean, honestly, the only reason I got into Mystic Messenger is because of Tokia, which weird, I know, but it's because people kept saying that Tokia looks like Jumin, or Jumin looks like Tokia, and so, like, I got into Mystic Messenger because I was looking at Utapri memes, so I got into Utapri first, and then I got into Mystic Messenger. So honestly, without Utapri, I probably would not have gotten into Mystic Messenger like I did. But with Tokia, why do I love Tokia? I mean, it's pretty fucking obvious why I love Tokia. 1, his color is purple. 2, he's voiced by Mamoru Miyano. 3, he's like a dark brooding emo dude in the first season, and they focus on him so much that, like, how could I not, like, be interested and, like, want to know more about him? Also, like, 4, he has the best songs, in my opinion, out of, like, all of the, like, boys. Tokia gets the best songs, just my opinion. So, like, this is, like, the hardest thing I've ever had. Like, clearly I have more mostly Utapri stuff, like, Tokia shit, like, my fucking goddamn phone is all Tokia, and I have his figure, and he's right here, and, like, clearly I love Tokia a lot. I still haven't gotten a fan art commission of him done yet. Not yet, though. Not yet. This is really hard because I think about both of them a lot. I think about both of them frequently, constantly, all the time. But if we're gonna go by, like, who I think about more often, it's gonna have to be Tokia. I love Zen. Like, I love Zen. Like, clearly I love him. I have a fucking body pillow of it, like a full-length body pillow of him. Actual official, like, Dakimakura pillow of Zen, like, officially, that I bought from Korea that was like $100. But I don't want to go off of, like, how much merch I have of it, because, like, that's not fair. Like, obviously I have more Tokia stuff. But in terms of, like, who do I think about more often? Tokia. So I'm gonna go with Tokia. Zen, I love you. If you were matched up against anybody else, I would have picked you. Definitely would have picked you. Alright, next round. We have Kiro versus Miyuki. Alright, who do I think is a more stable... Well, now we're going with, like, Kiro's cons are more easy to handle, versus Miyuki is, like, a teasing little shit, and he's cute and funny, but they're both cute and funny. So I feel like it depends on, like, who would I see myself with more. I guess. Like at this point with all of these, I feel like it's like, who would I want to be with more out of the two of them? And I mean, I feel like Miyuki and I could be a good like old married couple, you know? Like once we hit a certain age, it's like, okay, now we can just like be married and like, you know, grow old together. But I also feel like with Kiro you can do that. But with Kiro, like I can travel the world and we can like go to different places and spend time together like privately, and nobody would bother us because we'd make sure that like there's, you know, people around that can prevent other people from coming in. Perks of being a famous idol boy, I guess. So in terms of like in the very far future, like what do I want? I want to be like comfortable and normal, or do I want to like travel the world with like the person that I love? And I'm gonna travel the world with the person I love. So I'm going to pick Kiro on this one. I love you, Miyuki. I do love you, but I'm gonna have to go with Kiro on this one. And next we have Keisei versus Kirishima. Again, this is like another thing with Kirishima. I mean, he's gonna become a pro hero. So like, if we're going out together, I then become a target for villains to like take and kidnap, take advantage of, try to manipulate. Like, you know, someone would probably like try to hurt me to like get to Kirishima if like we were super in love with each other. And like, I don't know if I'm willing to risk that, because like Kisa, I mean, he's just like a regular dude. Like, he's a basketball player. Like, I like basketball a lot. I'm not that great, but you know, I can make free throws and layups. You know, we could play some knockout or some horse. That would be fun. But I feel like that would get boring, kind of. Because, like, again, at some point, I mean, I don't think Kisa continues his modeling career, like, after high school. I'm pretty sure, like, Chantal told me this, and I remember reading this somewhere that, like, he wants to become a pilot. So, I mean, you can still travel the world, but wherever you're assigned to go. With Kirishima, I mean, we could pretty much do whatever if he's a pro hero, like, you know, just gotta be careful with that. And I feel like life with Kirishima would be a little bit more exciting, so I'm gonna pick Kirishima. So my sports boys, we're dwindling down to one last sports boy in here, but that's okay. That's totally okay. So yeah, we're gonna go with Kirishima on this one, because I feel like it'd just be a little bit more exciting to be with Kirishima. So next we have Asahi versus Ryuji. Oh man, this is, again, very difficult, because again, we got Asahi, who could like protect you and he becomes a fashion designer, and we got Ryuji, who like in the future, I don't know what Ryuji is going to be doing. So like, will he have a stable job? Probably. Is he gonna be one of those guys that like complains about his job a lot? Probably. But who doesn't complain about their job? If like, you know, honestly, I mean, I'm gonna complain about it to myself later when I try to go to bed and when I wake up in the morning. I feel like Asahi is more stable, because like Ryuji is a little unpredictable. Like, I feel like one thing can set him off, and then like he'll be fixated on that and like getting mad about it, and I don't know if I want to deal with that for the rest of my life, like with somebody. I mean, if I really loved them, sure, but I mean, this is just a husbando bracket, so I'm gonna go with Asahi on this one. I love you, Ryuji. You are a good boy, and I love that you love your mama, but we're gonna have to go with Asahi on this one. And now we've got Yu versus Tokia. So, I mean, Yu is a nice guy. He's very sweet, very cute. He would take care of you, like, a lot. But Tokia, I mean, Tokia would also take care of you. Tokia, like, see, the other thing is, like, with Tokia, like, it'd have to be kind of secretive, like your relationship, but I kind of like that. Like, I think that's really romantic, and like every intimate like moment you have with each other, like alone, it, like becomes even more so, because you have to keep it a secret. And I like, maybe I might get tired of that, but I don't know, maybe I would kind of like that, you know, like only my closest friends and family would know that I'm in a relationship with this person. Yeah, I don't know. And I don't know what Yu's gonna do. Like, is he just gonna always like hang out with other Sanrio boys, like, would he even want to hang out with me? Like, would he love my melody more than me? I don't know. I don't know if I'm willing to risk that. So I'm gonna go with Toki on this one. And now we've got the semifinals. Kiro versus Kirishima. I am, like, I don't know who I'm gonna pick, because I love both of these boys a lot. Again, I feel like it just really depends on, like, what would I like to do with both of them. I mean, Kirishima, like, I don't want him to have to protect me all the time, because, like, in the My Hero Academia universe, I would definitely most likely, like, have a quirk, but, like, would it be a useful quirk? Like, would I also be a hero, or would I, like, use my quirk for, like, my job? Like, what would I do? I have no idea. I have no clue how I would, like, apply that, or, like, what my quirk would be. So, like, I'm not sure whether or not it would, like, not be compatible, but maybe, like, I don't know if it would work out as well as I would hope. But again, with Kiro as well, I mean, we're always traveling the world. Like, what would my job be? Would I not even need a job anymore? Like, could I do whatever I wanted? I would kind of want to at least, like, be able to do something. But being in a relationship with Kiro might, like, you know, open opportunities for me to take advantage of, so I can do the things that I want to do and have fun and still be able to, like, travel the world with him and stuff. So, God damn it. Because I know Kirishima would protect me, like, with everything he's got. Like, that's just the kind of person he is. But it would also be really scary because, like, some of those villains that they face, man, like, sometimes, like, you know, you could get injured so badly, like, you just can't come back from being a pro hero, and then, like, what the fuck job is he gonna have? Like, what if it, like, you know, fucks up his entire shit, like, to the point where he can't even, like, have a job, he can't even work, like, then I would be the breadwinner. At least with Kiro, it's like, he'll get residual checks for, like, every time your song plays on the radio, like, he could become a producer or a director or whatever, and, like, we could work in the same field, and it would, like, be profitable, like, we could still live comfortably. I don't know if I can risk that with Kirishima. I love you, Kirishima. I still have lots of your shit, but I'm going to have to go with Kiro on this one. And now we have Asahi versus Tokiya. Sports boy versus idol boy, once again. Alright. So, in terms of... I swear to God, if I end up with it being Kiro versus Tokiya, that's gonna be really hard to fucking pick. So, Asahi versus Tokiya. First, Asahi versus Tokiya. Again, I kind of like the secretiveness of, like, being in a relationship with Tokiya and, like, being one of the only people that, like, is aware that it's a thing. Like, I think that's kind of cute. But with Asahi, I mean, he becomes a fashion designer, so he would be very sought after, and he'd be very busy all the time. But Tokiya is always busy, too. They're both busy boys. And in terms of, like, us, I mean, Asahi's swole as fuck, like I always say. You know? I mean, he could probably carry my fat ass everywhere. Tokiya, yeah, even in the public, you'd have to keep that shit secret. Like, we probably wouldn't be able to, like, really be together until he, like, retired or something. I'm really, like, struggling with who to pick for this one, because I really like both of them a lot. I love both of them. Asahi is more of a new boy for me, though, so I still kind of, like, want to see, like, where he goes from here in terms of, like, more stuff that happens in the anime, and season 4 hasn't happened yet as of this recording. Like, it's gonna come on, like, in, like, a few days, but I don't know how much Asahi we're gonna get. He's a third year, so I think I'm gonna be predictable, and I'm gonna pick Tokiya. And so now our husbando bracket is Kiro versus Tokiya. And this one, it all comes down to, like, which, like, idol performer boy do I want the most? Because they can both give me the same things. They can both give me world traveling opportunities. They can both give me residual checks that we could use once they retire from being idols. Then we can be in, like, the same industry, like I said. You know, I'm a very creative person, did a lot of theater, you know. When they're idols, they do a lot of different things, not just singing, but they do variety shows, and TV dramas, and movies, and they model for stuff. Very similar. But I feel like Kiro has more cons in terms of like personality, and that's due to the story of Mr. Love. And I'm not really going to say anything else. I don't want to spoil anything for people, but we'll just say personality wise, Kiro can either be very into the relationship and very indifferent. But maybe Toki, well, in terms of like anime wise, Toki, yeah, season 1 he's very indifferent towards things and he's like more about himself. But once he kind of like realizes and once he kind of like sees what Haruka has to like offer, and he sees how like passionate she is and how she really cares and just how good her songwriting is, he mellows out a bit and like, you know, becomes more of like the personality that we know today. You know, he's a lot more fun, a lot less like, I mean, he's still very by the book kind of person, but he's also fun. I'm not gonna make it a tie, but I also don't want to be too predictable. Like, I don't want this to just end up being like a boring thing. Okay, I think I know who I'm gonna pick, and might be a surprise to you guys because I love Toki so much, but I am gonna go with Hiro for this husbando bracket because I really am intrigued and like curious to see, like, I know technically what's gonna happen for the story. Like, I haven't unlocked the chapters yet, but like, you know, get spoiled for stuff. I mean, I know everything about Tokyo too, pretty much. Like, I didn't have to play any of the games to learn all that. You just read the wikis. But I'm gonna go with Kiro just because, one, he's like becoming more and more like a husbando that I really want to pay attention to and keep thinking about, because he's just so nice and sweet. Like, he's just like a chill guy. He always wants to hang out, and like, he's more approachable than like Tokyo would be. I feel like if I wanted to get to know Tokyo and like be in a relationship with him, like, I feel like it would start off the way it starts off in the anime, like with Haruka, with him being very like leave me alone kind of thing. And I mean, in terms of like who's more approachable and easier to probably like get to know and like possibly be in a relationship with faster, it's gonna be Kiro. Like, I can deal with his personality kind of thing. That's like a con, more than like having to like really try in the very beginning to get Tokia to even like notice me or like want to talk to me. But I still love you, Tokia. Like, you know, I love you a lot. For now, we're gonna go with Kiro as my number 1 husbando for the bracket. I mean, that's just how it ended up. Like, I'm gonna talk more about Utsupri and Tokia for the rest of my life, obviously, most likely, because yeah. But we're gonna go with Kiro this time, just so I'm not too predictable. So congratulations, Kiro. You have won my first husbando bracket. In the comments, please leave me any of your own husbandos. Maybe I will do a video where you guys just show me your husbandos, and I will pick the best out of your husbandos. Maybe they can be characters I know nothing about, but maybe I'll just go purely on like looks or aesthetics, or like you can give me like a husbando and give me like a little brief summary of like who they are as a character and why you like them, and maybe I'll do that as another bracket. Like, I'll rate your own husbandos and compare them to each other, and then we'll pick the best one out of all of them. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you thought of this bracket in the comments below, and subscribe to my channel if you already haven't. Go follow me on Twitter, and go follow the podcast Twitter. Subscribe to the podcast. Our new episode for January will be up later in the month on Run With The Wind, so please go to our Twitter and ask us any questions you have to the pinned tweet where we're asking for questions about Run With The Wind that you'd like for us to answer, and we'll see if we can answer that in our next recording. And yeah, have fun, stay safe, and I will see you guys in the next video. Good night and goodbye.